Hello, and how is it going, everybody? It is Skullzi here with episode 7 of Gaming InSight, along with my amazing co-hosts,
King Fan Man,
and Joe from Joey Caps Gaming.
Yay, we are back, and it is glad to be here. I survived another banning of another social media account.
you're getting good at that.
I know, it makes me worried. I after that happened, I was like, oh no, is the video gonna get copyright struck now?
Let's see, you've done YouTube, you've done Twitter. What's Facebook next?
I kind of stopped using Facebook. I still got profiles up there, but I never really log into them. I think I have to log into them to get a hold of like a friend.
Then, right?
Twitch probably, yeah. They'll just randomly ban my Twitch. Like, this is associated to you. Go away. No, a lot of awesome stuff has happened, a little bit of drama. We've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about, even some stuff not necessarily related to Bethesda Game Studios. First of all, obviously everyone's talking about Redfall, another trademark that I found recently that is the buzz of the community right now. Still, no one knows exactly what it is. Like I said, I think it's Elder Scrolls 6 related. I said it was all speculation, no confirmation, but it does seem to fit that trend, and I gave my opinion why on a video, but I mean, it's necessarily what Starfield was, what Gaming Monster News, Giant Monster News is. Gaming Monster News, that's a better name.
That could be something.
That is better.
That is a better name. What do you guys think about Redfall? Do you think it's TES 6 related, or do you think it's just something altogether different?
It sure sounds like it to me. Joe, I'll let you jump on it first, but it sounds like Elder Scrolls to me.
Oh yeah, I think it definitely is, and it's not a coincidence either, because if you look at it, you know, the Starfield trademark was we saw that recently, and then we got a Starfield trailer at E3, and then we got an Elder Scrolls 6 trailer at E3, but with no name. Now all of a sudden we have this Redfall trademark, and it's, you know, it's just so happens, you know, that we know that there's Elder Scrolls 6 in the works, and they don't have a name for it, and all of a sudden they come out with this trademark. You know, it's just like, so yeah, I mean, it's awesome, it's cool. I love the name, by the way. I mean, I'm not a huge Elder Scrolls fan. I'm maybe like 10 hours or 15 hours with my current Skyrim playthrough. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, no, Redfall, that is a cool name. So, you know, I definitely think that it's something, for sure.
And Skullzi, I know you're probably breaking it down and looking into it, and of course I've watched your videos. Are you thinking maybe Redguard? Is that where the red comes from? Or what have you found looking for Redfall?
A few possible things, nothing completely conclusive. One of them is something I slightly touched in the video, but it's the one that, in my opinion, is the least likely involved, which is the Red Year, which led to the fall of the Dark Elf, kind of like Golden Age, I consider it, with Vivek and all that kind of stuff. It's when the boulder that Vivek was holding up above Vardenfell, the device holding it up collapsed, and the boulder fell into the town and caused a big explosion and everything. I think that might possibly be related to it, but when I think about it more, and when I've thought about it since that video, I think it could be related to possibly the fall of either the Empire, or even something related to Akavir. Not going to Akavir, but I've done some research since, and there is actually, there's a few, like 4 or 5 races in Akavir, and one of them is a tiger race. And in charge of this tiger race, his name is Toshraka, and he is known to be the most powerful being ever in existence on Tamriel, or in Nirn. I'm sorry, I almost said on Tamriel, but that's not Tamriel, that's Akavir. On Nirn, the most powerful being on Nirn, even more powerful than Vivek, said to be even more powerful than the Daedra. This guy is apparently able to do, like, he can turn himself into a dragon, for instance. That's how powerful he is. And while Alduin is obviously involved with the dragon invasion, some people wonder if Toshraka had something to do with it, because somehow rumors came back to Tamriel that he's been talking about invading Tamriel for a long, long time, and he's known as the Red Dragon. He's like, that's what they call him, the Red Dragon, and it's rumored that he's conquered Akavir and that he's wiped out one of the races, the Ice Devils, I think they call them, or something like that, the Frozen Giants, something like that. But he's conquered Akavir, and that he now wants to go to Tamriel and take that out. And you take this into consideration with the recent Dragonborn situation. If he heard about that, he may be even more interested to come to Tamriel. So I'm starting to think it may have something to do with the fall of the Empire, whose colors are red, and at the same time the Red Dragon invading from Akavir with new races and stuff like that. So I don't know, but it's one of those few things, and I'm hoping it's the Akavir thing, because that sounds like that would be amazing. But that goes kind of against what I thought before with Hammerfell and High Rock. Of course, Hammerfell and High Rock could still be in there, but my story involved the Thalmor trying to destroy the Adamantite Tower so they can become gods again.
Well, Joe, since Skullzi obviously haven't thought about it very much, we're going to have to think of something.
Sorry guys, I should have done a little bit more research, man.
No, I actually had a theory, but now I don't even want to give you my theory because my word.
Come on, I want to hear it.
Theory.
Come on,
it's
you
gonna
can't
be
say
like,
that you have a theory and not share it.
It's gonna be like 30 seconds long, and everybody's gonna go, "Oh yeah, wow, King Fan Man, that was great."
Who cares? I want to hear it. Come on.
I guess I should have given it first and let Skullzi blow it out of the water. No, mine was the Thalmor. I've always thought it's going to be about the Thalmor trying to take over the Empire. Of course, that's kind of how Skyrim ended, looking like the Thalmor was going to come back. And if I believe right, if I can remember right, the first time the Thalmor invaded the Empire, did they not invade where the Red Guards live? Hammerfell?
Hammerfell, yeah.
Is that not where they invaded first? And I believe that's where they're going to invade this time, being the red of the Redfall. So the Empire's going to fall, and they're going to invade there where the Red Guards are, and it's going to be the Thalmor invading the Empire again. So I think that's where TES 6 is going to start, is the Thalmor invading there in Hammerfell. And I think Hammerfell and High Rock both are going to be in TES 6.
Interesting. That coincides with one of my main theories for a while. That is interesting.
So there was my 20-second theory up next to your 30-minute theory.
Hey, I love
guys. Thank you.
No, that's
Joe.
good.
Thank you, Joe.
That's a good one. And in fact, I would say that is the more practical one, because I would think that I still think Hammerfell and High Rock are going to be in Elder Scrolls 6. I still do, so I would say yours is the more practical one. I think mine is the more flashy Akavir, this and that, and but to be honest, I don't know if we're ever going to see Akavir or get like anything from tiny little Easter eggs or like tiny side quests where you get like to see an item from Akavir, or maybe eventually one of the races. But I don't think we're ever going to go there.
Wasn't actually asked about Akavir and he said no on TES 6? Wasn't he actually asked about it specifically?
Yeah. He said no. They have no plans to make games outside of Tamriel at this time, which is just a Pete Hines answer.
Right.
But I more or less think it's not going to be in TES 6, if ever. I think it's going to be that like golden mysterious thing far off in the distance that they just give us bits and pieces of throughout all of the games. Like one of the mysteries that is ever like what built the pyramids. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Well, if I can finish my theory, and it was almost finished, so don't get worried. Probably where TES 6 starts, I believe the Hammerfell's already going to be fallen, I guess. So the main part of the game would be in High Rock. I guess we're going to be defending against the Thalmor invasion. But again,
that would make sense.
Yeah.
I like that. And then you could eventually go to Hammerfell late game when you are pushing the Thalmor out of High Rock and back into Hammerfell.
Hopefully, yes. But that kind of makes sense with the name Redfall, I hope.
Yeah. And they could easily take the Civil War dynamic from Skyrim and improve upon it a lot and just kind of turn it into a resistance or an overthrow the occupier kind of thing.
Of the Thalmor War, yes.
Yeah, that would work out.
It just really looks like they were pushing that theme all the way through Skyrim to not go with it.
Interesting. I wonder if they're gonna throw in a town rebuilding dynamic with the Fallout 4 town building thing. They're not gonna abandon that. They gotta find a way to bring in Elder Scrolls.
Well, you think about it. If Hammerfell's already taken over when the game starts, you know, it's already destroyed. So that would be a good place to start.
Mm-hmm. What did you want to say, Joe? I heard you back there.
Oh, yeah, no, so you guys might find this funny, but I always found the Elder Scrolls community, just as a whole, very intimidating. And with how much, like you guys, for example, how much you guys know, it's just crazy. Like, I can talk Fallout all day. I know Fallout's what I know, but man, Elder Scrolls is just like talking about Akavir. I don't know who the heck that is. Talking about, like, Lord knows what. It's just so intimidating. It's so cool, though, you know? It's like, man, I want to get involved, but I can't, you know? It's almost
Joe,
like, oh.
I tell you what you do, Joe. Just throw out a big word every once in a while, and everybody will think you know something. That's all I do. Just say nerd. Just throw out some big fancy words, and they'll think you know something.
Yeah, the red cards. You know, just like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whiterun was cool, you know, like
Whiterun was cool.
Just like random stuff. Ever been to Riverwood? You know, it's like
the population of Riverwood is 7.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's why I love Elder Scrolls, though, man, because the lore is just so freaking nuts. And every time you think you know something, there's another layer to it. It's
so well done. It really is. It's so well done. There's so much story to it. Do they have books? They don't have books on this, right? They really should.
I think there's actually encyclopedias that you can buy now.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's lore books.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the books that you read in game were written by fans back in the Morrowind days.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
As long as they were lore friendly and everything, yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
man, the lore is just nuts, and it's written so well because Todd Howard says that the game has to be told from the mouths and the perspectives of the inhabitants of the world within. So you're gonna get like stories and recollections of things based off people with biased agendas and all this other stuff. So you're going to get a lot of different versions of different things, and it's kind of hard to decide exactly what's true. So it's like mysteries everywhere you turn.
Yeah. That's intense.
And I love it, man. And once I think I know a lot about it, and then I've just recently learned about this place, a whole nother dimension that's like a copy of Tamriel or Nirn, but different, and it's called Lig, and the only way you could get there is by stepping sideways, and it might possibly be a dimension that's a city on top of a giant being that's walking around. Like
What? What's going on?
And then eventually I just kind of walk away from the keyboard and go on a walk. I'm like, I need to think about life.
What the heck?
Oh, man. Yeah, I love it. And
it's so intricate, you know? So that's the word I'm looking for, like, just so intricate.
Yes.
So it's
it's true.
Just so well done.
You know, Skullzi, we could talk about anything right now, and he would just sit there and listen. He'd think we knew what we was talking about.
Yeah, go ahead. Your love, you know, and I'll just, you know, I'll just sit
I remember.
They're so smart.
Redfall is probably from the Rakillians, man, because back during the fall of the Red Age, they were pissed off at Telos because Telos in the Third Era 14th day said the Rakillians would never be able to set foot because of the Green Pact, barring them from Valenwood because they're partially trees, which would throw off their religious views. They don't know if they should be worshipped because they're killing the Wood Elves. All of this is bullshit, by the way. But
I'm gonna use the castor oil found in. Like, wait, what?
It's all about the Calipers and Morty. They were in Oblivion, Morty, but now they're not in Skyrim. They're involved, Morty. I don't know, Rick. I think maybe the developers just didn't think they needed to be. No, Morty. There's something to this, Morty. We need to figure this out.
They should make a Rick and Morty episode just about like Bethesda. I highly doubt that they'll ever do that, but that would be so hilarious.
They did about Minecraft a little bit.
Yeah,
he mentioned,
I mean,
well, he mentioned it for like 5 seconds.
I wouldn't be shocked if they tried Fortnite, if they did like Fortnite in Rick and Morty, because it's such a mainstream game. Like I work at a school now, and like all the kids, they like do like all like the dances and stuff. I'm like, what the heck are you kids doing? Oh, Fortnite! Hey kid, do you play? Hey Johnny, do you play Xbox or PlayStation? Oh, I play Xbox. What game do you play? Fortnite. Anything else? No, I play Fortnite. Johnny, there's more than Fortnite. That's all they play. That's all I'm around.
That's
you know,
true, though.
It's like Fortnite this, Fortnite that. Why just Fortnite? You'll have the occasional Minecraft now, but Fortnite overtook Minecraft.
No, it's true. No, I'm a chef for a fraternity, so it's older guys, but a lot of them still are on the Fortnite and only the Fortnite. They know about other games, and a lot of them play other games and watch our videos even, but no, it's still Fortnite this, Fortnite that. Hey, Chef Matt, do you talk about Fortnite on your channel? No, and I won't ever. So sorry.
Yeah. I really thought of doing.
Guys, we're talking
I
about
thought I'm
Fortnite
talking
right now.
about Fortnite, but I'm sorry. Go on. Go on,
We're talking about Fortnite right now. Y'all know that?
Uh-oh.
Oh
no!
Oh my gosh!
No!
Abandoned ship!
Quit game. Do not save. Did I autosave? When was my last autosave? No! Why did I walk through that door? Shit! Oh, man.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. No, the game, I can see how it's awesome and I enjoy it on short waves, but I can't get into pink bunny suits, plungers, and just dances with EDM music and...
I mean, the big thing that helped it was not only its graphics, like its cartoony nature, but also it's free. So that just helped it so much.
And that was, I don't know if that was planned or accidental, because Fortnite,
that was totally accidental.
I'm sure it was, man, because I have the Game Informer magazine from when Fortnite was first introduced, and it was not supposed to be this. It was a base defense game, and that's still in the game.
Yeah, because Fortnite, that was only supposed to like be like a demo almost of Fortnite and give you like a taste of the actual game, like the Save the World campaign. That's all it was, you know, because like I actually I bought that when that was on sale, Save the World, and I honestly have to say it's a lot of fun. I did enjoy it. I believe it's just PvE, not PvP, but it's a lot of fun, honestly. It reminds me a little bit about Gears of War, just a little bit, because it is made by Epic, you know. So, but yeah, that campaign, it's a lot of fun on it. It is, but like, yeah, Fortnite anyway, was the battle royale mode was only that, you know, like a trial run or like a demo for people, and it turned out into like this new thing. Hey, let's add microtransactions.
Nope.
Exploded. Just absolutely exploded.
That game is never gonna release now. It's where it is. I wonder, did they invent or did they start the battle royale trend, or did PUBG do that first?
PUBG.
Okay.
Because they went and tried to sue Fortnite, the makers of Fortnite.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but like you can't sue them for a mode. It's almost like EA Sports suing 2K for franchise mode. It's like, bro, you can't sue because they're using like a mode. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's just silly. You know, or like it's like, you know, like Rockstar suing Bethesda for using the name campaign or something ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, all games use campaign. Like, it's a campaign. That's what it is.
Nintendo sues every game company ever for using the term save game.
Yeah, exactly. Or, you know, so like, yeah, it's just silly. But
I wonder how long this battle royale thing is gonna last, man.
I mean, you have with Call of Duty, they're doing it now.
It looks good. I have nothing against battle royale, really. I mean,
I don't either. But like, it's becoming like a, you know, and I could see why it's addictive, you know, and I would not be shocked nor upset if Bethesda tried doing that in 76. If they made a mode for it, and it's like, here, take your character or play the mode and see how you like it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be upset about that.
Now, they have talked about doing like a 12-on-12 death match or a 6-on-6 or something like that.
That's cool. Like, I wouldn't mind that at all.
As long as it's a side thing, you know.
Of course, yeah. It can't be a part that you have to do it.
Right.
It can't be that.
Interesting.
But
yeah, that would be good. See, that's kind of what I had in mind when I first heard about Fallout 76's Battle Royale style stuff, but then as I talked about it more, it was much more than that, which is really good. That was where they weren't just trying to jump onto that bandwagon with like that, but no, it's not. That's not what 76 is. 76 is going to be awesome. We've covered that 100 times before.
Battle Royale's going to pass just like the farming craze passed. I mean, it's just another craze in gaming.
I don't know if Battle Royale is going to pass that easily though. It's such an easy thing to grasp, you know what I mean? And simple is good, you know, with just the normal consumer, you know? So, like, it's like, all right, let's just play a random death match, just hop into a game, face 100 people, and last man standing wins. Like, that's so... But, like, and if you lose, just hop into a new game. And and it's just constant. And the thrill of being in the game, outlasting, let's say, 80, even 90, maybe all, you know, of the other players in the game, the thrill of that is exciting. So it's like you want more. It's like it's addicting. It's an addicting like a mode, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to stay as a mode. I don't know if there's going to be games just about Battle Royale forever, but it's definitely going to exist as a mode, I think, for a very, very long time, especially like Call of Duty. Because like you said, all the reasons you said Battle Royale is good is the reason that Call of Duty style games are good in general. You're seeing all these big numbers pop up on your screen. You're constantly unlocking stuff. You've unlocked Sprint Master rank 95 because you've sprinted 15,000 meters. You know what I mean? Like it's constant unlocking stuff. Yeah. So you throw Battle Royale into that already good, like already explosive, like engaging, dynamic, and you're just gonna get a match made.
Well, I mean,
heaven, I guess.
Yeah, like I mean, look at it just like this. It's not like you kill a player and then he could come back to find you. No, that player's out of the game now. So if you killed a dangerous player, he's gone. So you know what I mean? So like, it's not like you have griefing either, like to a hardcore level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, because it's like, you know, oh hey, I'm gonna sneak up on this dude. He's the best guy in the game, and you snipe him, and he's done. But then it's not like he'll come back to you for vengeance. No, he can't. He's out of the game. So like, that's one thing that it has going for it as well. The battle royale, you know, mode. So I personally, you know, I don't play it a lot. I know I sound like maybe I don't. I played it maybe a handful of times, but I could see the appeal and why people do like it. Yeah.
And I like the permadeath situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Even back what was it? Rainbow Six Vegas had like a free-for-all style online match mode, and it would be kind of like Battle Royale, but it wasn't. You just, you know, big map, like 32 players, latch one, standing one. You get killed, you die, and you can watch the rest of the game. I think they had a very early kind of Battle Royale style thing that I don't think anyone really nods to, and that was my favorite mode in the game because it adds tension. Like every corner, every hallway you're going down is a risk because you can boom get shot and you're gone. You gotta take it slowly and realistically as opposed to just running around jumping, you know what I mean? Just you know how just being crazy or whatever. And I like that. I think it's good.
It's neat you bring up permanent death. It's neat how trends in gaming tend to come back around because permanent death was something that was way back in gaming. That was how gaming started. All games started out with permanent death back in the arcade days. And now some games are coming, not just these Battle Royale games, but other just normal type games are coming out with a permanent death mode. So it's really neat to see how gaming trends come all the way back around. And that's what I was talking about with the Battle Royale. I think there will always be a group of people that like that type thing. But as far as the mainstream, I don't think it will be a mainstream. It was kind of like the farming games. You know, that was the mainstream for a while. Now there's still farming games out there, but you don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same with the battle games. It'll be the next big thing. Whenever the next big thing comes, then the battle games will go on the back burner.
I wonder what the next big thing's going to be.
Man.
If we knew that, we could make $1 billion.
Yeah,
exactly.
guys,
That's
let's
the
do
thing.
it. Let's break it down. Come on, Skullzi. You're a really brilliant guy. Let's go.
Let's see
Help
if I
us
can
out
find
here.
a
Come on.
trademark. Start searching. Trademark. Next big thing. Let's see what I could find.
Do you know how many board members are doing that right now? Going, what's the next big thing?
Oh, we're nuts.
I wonder if I'm going to get like a job offer from Secret CEO Man.
You could. Who the heck knows?
Or a death threat from Secret CEO Man. Oh, man.
Speaking of trends that go back around, Joe, you were talking about something that's come back around that you're excited about.
Ooh, good transition there.
Yeah, segue.
What is that?
The PlayStation.
Oh, yeah! I was waiting for you to say it.
Yeah. Tell us about
you,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Tell us about this awesome thing.
I'm incredibly excited for it. Well, if you guys haven't heard it already, the PlayStation Classic is being released and made, obviously, by Sony. It will have 20 games in it. It will have an HDMI port, which is crazy. There's been 4 games so far announced, but there will be, like I said, a total of 20 games. Tekken 3 is one game. There's a racing game. I played as a kid. The name is on the tip of my tongue, but I forget it. But I played it a lot as a kid, and I loved it. It's $100. It's a bit more than the Nintendo classics, but I'm excited for it. I hope they have Crash Bandicoot in there, Spyro. I know they're remastering or they remastered those games, but I still would love to have those games on that console. Even Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Like, I played that game a lot as a kid. Love those games.
Yeah.
So if they could just even have the first one on there, you know, that would be great. But I'm excited. The one thing that you mentioned earlier, King Fanman, about this before the podcast was actually using the system. And it stinks that you can't, which I do understand why you can't play your old games on it. But, like, that would be such a freaking cool feature if you can play your old games on, because I have a lot of PlayStation 1 games too. I actually still have my original console, so it might not be wise for me to get this $100 console because I still have the original one. But why not? You know, you only live once. You know, I played it a ton as a kid, so why not? But I'm really excited for it. I pre-ordered mine, so yeah, I'm stoked. I can't wait.
I love playing retro games. In fact, I love these gaming systems. This is showing my age, but I actually bought the Intellivision system just like that PlayStation 1 because that's what I had when I was a kid. And then I think the Sega came out with one too, and I hadn't got it yet, but I'm actually excited to get the Sega one that's like that. It's got like 30 games on it or something.
I've seen the Sega one a lot. Like that's been out for a while though.
Yeah, I want to get that one.
Yeah, that's like $40-$50, the Sega one.
Yep.
Yeah,
the retro games are awesome, man. I grew up on that. I grew up in that era. I'm lucky, I guess. Some of these kids, Fortnite is their retro game, man.
I know. Isn't that insane? That's wild.
It's gonna be true eventually.
Like the games we grew up with, like Zelda. You know, on the Nintendo, like years ago.
Man, I had one of the Nintendo VRs, the red and black ones with the tripod that you had to like arch your neck at a bad angle and it gave you like headaches. I had one of those where it's all red freaking grids and stuff. That's like first generation VR technology, man.
That's insane.
I had a Sega CD.
I did too. I did too.
There's some good games on it. Tunnel Rats was an awesome game.
Skullzi, did you start with the Sega and then go to the 32X and then go to the Sega CD?
Yeah, it was all, and then you got the big, like, the dock that you had to
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We called it the Frankenstein because you had 3 different pieces to put on this thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's some good games on that, man.
I played my first Doom game on the 32X Sega. Yeah.
Yeah, I played my first Doom game on there, yep. I used to turn the volume, because I was a kid, so I turned the volume down because the sounds would scare me, but I'd still play it.
That's great. I don't know why I find that hilarious. But no, guys, a quick, small story about Sega. All right, so I had a Sega as a kid. I loved it. I played this Power Ranger game over and over and over and over again. Only game that I would play on Sega, right? So when I got a PlayStation, the PlayStation 1, I was playing the crap out of that. So my mom thought it was a fantastic idea to throw out my Sega.
Yeah,
she
thanks,
threw
Mom.
it away on me. I
Wow.
was in like as a kid I didn't care. But years later I'm like, man, I would love to have that right now. And as I got older, I got the PlayStation 2. She almost threw away the PlayStation 1, but I stopped her. I was like, no, Mommy, you're not throwing this away on me. You know, I love it. You know, but like thinking back at it now, it's like, man, I really wish. Like I had, you know, a lot of consoles like you guys, you know? So like it's like, man, I really wish I still had those consoles. But parents just threw them out because they didn't think that we would play them anymore.
This is a public service announcement to all mothers out there. Please do not throw away any game system or games.
Yeah, please,
Yeah.
for the love of everything that's holy, please do not throw out a kid's game system.
No.
Please. Just don't
My mom
do
played games too, so she would have just taken them if anything.
Now that's awesome, yeah.
Oh man, and a lot of the indie games are just picking up on what retro games did well. I mean, you go back to a retro game and you feel like you're playing a new indie game. They're fun, a lot of them. I mean, some of them may not add up.
Undertale, right? Like that's like a retro game.
Yeah, dude, a lot of them are good, and kind of related to your Power Rangers story. On I think it was was it the Nintendo? I think it was the Super Nintendo even. One of the early Nintendos, there was a Power Ranger game where you beat up the putties, you know, all the time, whatever those dudes are. And I remember I had such trouble trying to beat this game, and I finally got to where I was able to go to the last level. And like any retro game, it only saved you after a certain amount of levels. And I got up and I was excited. I was a little kid, you know, I beat the level. I knew I was going to do the last level. I jumped up and down, and I accidentally kicked the reset button. And it
No!
I was upset, dude.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
I think I actually cried. I was like, no!
Yeah.
I think I was able to do it again that day, but it took a few hours.
Yeah, oh my gosh. About crying, completely off topic. So, King Fan Man, whatever you had to talk about, just get back on it. But I need to tell you guys this story because why the heck not? So, I shared a room with my sister, right? So she had, I was playing a video game at the time, but so I put it on pause for whatever reason, and I picked up her freaking hairspray bottle, and for some reason I'm looking into the part where it sprays out, and I press the button and it sprays me right in the freaking eye.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm crying, I'm just going hysterical. I'm like, mommy, and she goes, what did you think was gonna happen? But being a great mother, she held me. But man, I was just bawling my eyes out. That was awful. That was so bad. I think I was like 5 or 6. But yeah, that was bad. I just felt like sharing that with you guys. King Fan Man, talk about what you wanted to talk about.
I have no idea now. That was just great.
I did the same thing with perfume when I was like a 5-year-old kid. I was such a stupid-ass little kid, man. I was. Dude, I took all the fish out of the... I was like 5. I took all the fish out of the big fancy fish tank we had. Fancy fish tank, dude. Like, there was crab that would go into air jets and fly around the thing. It was like a crazy experience. But anyway, I took these fish. I thought one day they needed to have a damn bath, so I took them out and I put them on the sink and I scrubbed them with soap and water lightly, and they dried out immediately and died. And I cried and I'm like, no, I don't understand.
That's
My mom's like,
hilarious. You tried to wash your fish.
I did, and I learned a lesson that kills them. They don't like to be cleaned.
Well,
So
well, at least you know, and it
Yeah,
was
at
out
least
of
I
a good
learned.
heart. You
Man,
didn't know
these fish
we
were gonna die anyway. These crabs would jump onto these air jets, right? That would pump the air bubbles in. I don't know if these were genius crabs from some rare like species, but they went on the air jets. They would float all the way up and like paratroopers try to land on the sleeping fish and immediately kill them and eat them. Like we would find fish skeletons with a crab floating on the top of the thing,
Holy
like every
what
day. Yeah, it
That's
was
a bit
intense.
Cryptic, man. It's been weird. It's been creepy.
We had to remove the crabs.
You had a killer crab.
There's like several. They're little crabs, man. They're just small little things.
That's scary.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Don't mess with them crabs.
No. I want to get a fish
Y'all
tank
stop.
again, though, being an adult.
Yo, stop. I got a joke, but I can't tell it.
Tell it.
No.
Tell the joke.
No, let's move on.
Tell the joke,
Nope.
please.
No, I can't tell it now.
Why not? Why can't you tell the joke? Okay.
Yep.
Is it an offensive joke?
A little bit.
Oh Lord.
That's fine.
Just tell it. Tell it now. Come on.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it.
This is
Do
peer
it.
pressure, y'all. Do y'all hear
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Come on.
No, it
If
really,
you-
it really wasn't that bad. Now everybody's gonna think it was good. It was just about how soap and water does take away crabs. See?
Oh, okay. oh, gee.
I think you need special soap, though, probably. I don't know if regular soap would do the.
Oh my God. My eyes hurt.
I'm glad
Anyway,
I.
let's
I'm glad
talk
I
about
didn't
video
do
games.
anything.
My jaw is
No,
hurting
that's good.
smiling so much. I'm sorry.
I'm glad I didn't do anything dumb as a kid.
Oh no, I did plenty of dumb things as a kid, man. Plenty. And the crab water thing was one of the more innocent situations. Yeah. But anyway, drama. Speaking of drama, I feel like we should probably touch on this very, very briefly because people have been asking me about it. About the Camelworks situation. People have been talking about it. People have been tweeting about it. People have been commenting about it. You know, I'll be a little bit real here, but I'll, you know, at the same time, I have nothing against Camelworks, really. I do think things could have went differently. I got nothing against him. If you don't know the situation, and it's not even him only. There's a lot of things, a lot of like news articles doing it, so I can't even blame him per se. But I discovered the Redfall trademark. I put up a thing on Reddit about it. A lot of people were there. The Reddit post got taken out later on, and then it got like reposted a bunch of times. But so either way, it's all over the place. And then I did a video. I think I even shared the thing with you guys too. I think I sent you a picture of it when I originally found it. But yeah, I did the video. A few hours later, Camelworks did his video, which, you know, may not even be related to my video. That's not the point. But you know, I tweeted at him. I'm like, hey man, even before this, I said, are you going to talk about my Redfall discovery? And he didn't say anything. And then someone underneath that asked a question, which he responded to. But you know, then he does a video about the Redfall thing. I kind of expected him maybe to just mention that I found it or something, but he didn't, which is fine, whatever. I tweeted him about it, and he came back to me with like all caps and stuff, saying it's public domain, this or that. If I discovered that doesn't matter because I made it public, which means it's public now, and I don't need any credit anymore. I don't deserve credit anymore if I make it public. Which is kind of stupid. But then he said, then he responded back later on that someone just tweeted him a Reddit, not even the Reddit article, someone tweeted him the exact trademark, and that's what he was going off of, which is fine. You know, that's good, and that may very well be true. But I was just he's kind of shitty a little bit, to be honest. I don't want to start drama though. Like I even said, let's take this to direct messages, man. Maybe we're misunderstanding each other. Maybe he's a little jaded because the community has trying to been like, I don't know, quote unquote, call him out. People have been tweeting him and stuff like that, saying, hey, Skullzi found this. Why didn't you say anything? So we kind of went back and forth on Twitter. I got a little crappy, I guess, because I told him that I gave him credit for stuff before. I guess I'll stop doing that now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. Like I don't want to start a thing. I don't want to start a feud with Camelworks. But I'll give you the business side of this, which is my main beef here. Is that if a lot of news articles are going to report on this, like a lot have. Some haven't given anyone credit. None have given me credit. But I've seen a couple that have given Camelworks, or no, I haven't seen any that have given Camelworks credit in this case. They have in the past in a situation where he's done something like this to me before, and that's why I'm a little jaded about that. But I can't talk about that because I'm talking about this. But I've seen news articles and stuff, and what would happen is they'll go on to YouTube, they'll see a video, even though I discovered it and put the video out first and found the trademark, they're going to see Camel because he's a big guy. You know, he's got a lot of subscribers, a lot of views. If they're gonna quote any YouTuber, they're gonna quote Camel or Yo or something, or Maddie. And Maddie's super awesome. He's super supportive of my channel. I love Maddie to death. Much love and respect to Mr. Maddie Plays. But yeah, I don't want to start any beef with Camel. His videos are good. You know, he puts work into stuff. I don't want to start any beef with him. I just think, I don't know, man. I don't even know what I should be saying here. I just wish he would have looked at the business side of things, so he could have been like, I get what you're saying. You know.
Yeah.
It's whatever, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Skullzi, I can just tell you from the outside looking in, and and again, I'm just from the outside looking in. I just watched the whole thing happen, and his tweets appeared very, very rude to me, and that's all I can say. If it would have happened to me, it would have flown all over me. He didn't address you like I would have liked to have been addressed at all.
Yeah, I can agree.
100%. He listen. I don't care what you're going through in life. It doesn't matter. My dad was near death, and he was still the happiest man in the world. No matter what it is, you don't have to be a scumbag about it. No matter how big you are, you don't have to be a jerk. And just what King Fanman said, he was really, honestly, super unprofessional. And he could have just said, let's say he didn't take this from you, right? Let's just say that it didn't happen. He could have just said, hey, man, misunderstanding. I got it from a subscriber of mine. That's how I got it. Like, he didn't have to be, you know, rude about it. And then when he says when something goes public, it's fair game. Like, what happens when a writer writes an article, you don't source that writer? Like, you're gonna get a lot of crap for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to give that person credit for doing that work. So that's just silly. Who knows, honestly, how he got this trademark, but like what King Fanman said, it's how he handled it, which was honestly really, really poorly. And when you're talking about Maddie is absolutely, honestly, super nice guy. One of the nicest people that I've met on this platform. I've recently had a conversation with him, and you know, he mentioned that he would love to be on my podcast, which I was like, wait, what?
Oh, nice.
Like, man. I didn't even, like, you know, I just said, hey, man, you know, like, it would be a dream for you to be on it when, you know what I mean? Like, it would be nice. And he goes, man, I love to be on it. I was like, what? So, like, it just shows you, like, just how good of a guy he is, you know? He's just a good guy. And then you have him who has a loaded following, as opposed to Camel, who also has a big following, but just didn't handle the situation with you nicely. And it should have been done in a professional way, and it wasn't. And that's what stinks about this whole situation. You know, when it comes to you, you know, like, your editing, I just watch your videos, and I'm like, how in the heck is he doing all this editing? It is insane what you do. So it's almost like I'm thinking maybe he sees your stuff, and maybe it's coming out of a place of jealousy with some of the things he said to you, you know, being that you are talented, you know, so it could be that too. Like, who knows? But I'm not blowing smoke. I'm just saying what's real. You know what I mean? You're very talented. So it's like maybe he could be seeing the small fish you know, could be a bigger fish, you know, soon, you know, and it's like he doesn't like that. So, you know, it's just all silly. He handled it poorly, and that's really it. Feel about that. But.
And he never, like, I tweeted to him even before the situation happened about Redfall too, and he wouldn't text me back, or not text, I don't have his number. He wouldn't tweet back. Yeah. And the only time he ever said anything was when people from the community started directly publicly tweeting at him. So I don't know, man. And then he's like, oh, he said in multiple tweets that he's never heard of me until now. Like, okay, so when we're in the platform to where we're typing and reading to each other, not speaking, you're going to assume the person read and comprehended what you typed. So if you're telling me the same thing 2 or 3 times, that means you have some kind of underlying agenda to your statement that you really want to drive home with me. So I get it, Camelworks. I'm this small guy. You've never heard of me. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. See, I don't want to get upset. I don't want to start drama. I would rather be cool with the guy, than this stuff.
Of course.
Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe he got awoke in the middle of the night by all this trauma, and I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to lightly address it here, so everyone knew my side, everyone could get a better idea of what happened. And yeah, I'm not going to do a video on Camelworks. I'm not going to do an iDubbbz content cop on Camelworks. So don't worry. I'd like to go forward and be cool with them. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, Maddie, just another thing about Maddie. I found something related, was it to Starfield maybe? I think it maybe was an update to the Starfield trademark. I think it was the Class 41 update to the trademark, which was online and stuff, I think. But he did a video regarding that and directly gave me credit in the video. Like, he's talked 30 seconds about me. So I mean,
I saw that video. Yeah.
And isn't he twice as big as Camelworks? Something like that.
No, he gets more views, but his subscriber base, Camel has him by like I think 100,000.
Oh, he does. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Camel has him. Yeah.
Camel's pretty big. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, and I appreciate everyone's support. Like I said, I don't want to start a big war. I don't want to I don't want to start something Keemstar would talk about one of his videos.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
You know, and it don't boil down to what you have to do. It really boils down to what you should do ethically. You should want to give somebody credit, you know. It's like what we do here. You know, we're all guys that could be competing against each other, but we're not, and I'm glad we're not. I have a lot more fun being friends with you guys than competing with you.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly.
I wished all the Bethesda guys could be friends, Camel included. But
maybe he still can be. You know, this is like I said, this is one issue. You know, like
of course. Yeah, you know, like I like it's funny to touch upon what King Fanman just said. Like we have I feel real friendships, you know. And like King Fanman, you Skullzi, and Dom, you know, and it's like I understand why maybe we're not friends with Camelwork or Juicehead, because let's face it, they're much bigger than we are. But it's like, don't talk down to us either. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue that I personally have. And yes, we could all be friends, sing Kumbaya, do all that stuff. But it comes down to having professionalism and treating people well. And that's how you have to do it. Listen, we are each other's competition. Like, we are. It's a fact. But it's like, also, why not just work together too? And also feed off of each other. That's what we also do.
I was about to say, because most of my subs come from when they see your video, and then my videos get recommended because they were watching you. And you know what? When I see somebody that's a content creator that's smaller than me, and that don't happen very often, but when I do, I try to reach out to them and help them. I try to retweet their stuff, and I reach out to them and see if I can do anything to help them, because that's what you guys do for me.
Yeah, the thing is about that though is like, I knew with you as soon, because I remember I shouted you out on I believe on a podcast, and I knew with you were open to almost to anything, like my suggestions or anybody's for that matter. And with a lot of creators, they're closed-minded and they just want to do what they want to do, you know. But like you can't be that way. You have to be open-minded, and that's when when you try and help somebody who's not as big as you, sometimes it could bite you in the butt because it may just be like wasted energy, you know. Yeah. But like I know with you, like you were somebody that was hungry and that really attacked. And look at you now, you're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Mm-hmm. That is awesome. But it's from you working hard, you know, and you adjusting when you needed to adjust. That's what you have to do as a creator. You can't keep on doing the same thing and expect a different result. You know, Albert Einstein said, you know, insanity. You can't do that. But you have to want to adjust. And when you talk to somebody who is smaller, it's like, do they want to adjust or do they just want to stick to one thing? That's why with me, for my first few years on YouTube, I wasn't growing because I didn't want to adjust until I was like, do you know what? Something has to change. And I accepted that. And look what happened. You know, I grew a lot more. So it's just a matter of you accepting it and you wanting to, you know, adjust, which that's what you did, King Fan Man. And you do that still. So.
Well, and you guys have helped me more than y'all know, and I still appreciate y'all. And this podcast is part of that. Because here I am talking to an audience that's way bigger than mine. And I thank Skullzi for that.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy because like I watched Skullzi before I started YouTube. I was watching his channel and like I only watched three people: Maddie, Lone Wanderer, and you, Skullzi. Only watched 3. That's all I watched. And like to be on your podcast is absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. Just to think about, and to just call you a friend is absolutely insane to think about. Like I was telling my fiance, I'm like, babe, I'm working with somebody that I was a fan of, which I obviously still am a fan of. So like, but like it's crazy. It's crazy sometimes how things turn out.
Same
you know
here.
What I mean?
No, that's true. Yeah, I appreciate all that, man, and that's awesome to hear. And that's exactly how I felt because that happened with me with Maddie. Like I watched him forever, watched him years ago before I started up the Skullzi channel, and then I'm on his podcast, and now I'm talking to him. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I want to do because I see all these other content creators, man, who are passionate and work hard, just like you guys, and that's something that deserves to be rewarded. And in life, especially on YouTube, like whatever your ultimate goal is, like on YouTube or whatever, there's always like hundreds of thousands of probably other people doing it. That's just how it is in life in general. So statistically, if you look at the statistics, the odds and math are going to say that your odds are against you. But the one thing that destroys the math, destroys the statistics, and destroys all of the probabilities and gives you a guaranteed road to success in anything you do, including YouTube, is passion, growth, and discipline. Just keep on going at your craft. Keep on moving, no matter what ups, what downs you get. Keep setting goals, because success isn't a end game. Success is a constant state of living, really. I mean,
for sure.
And that's what I want to do. That's one of my big goals, is I want to inspire people and help other people out. And I think that when big content creators, like what Maddie has done for me a couple times by giving me huge shout-outs, that's another way to defeat the odds and to reward other people who work really hard. So, so I want to keep doing that. If I see someone who's working hard, I think they deserve it, man. And you guys definitely deserve it. And that's why I work closely with you, and that's why we've all become friends. And well, I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I look forward to hanging out at E3 one year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
That is going to be awesome.
Definitely.
But E3 is so far away, and I'm already hyped for it.
It's insane. It's like it's gaming's like it's Super Bowl season.
I know.
It's like it's insane. It's like I can't wait for it, honestly. And like next year, E3 will be like before I get married. You know, so like it's like my one last hurrah before, you know,
We can
before I
have
say I
we
don't.
can have a bachelor party at E3, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
we're gonna
come
live
on,
stream it.
Screw it. All right, guys. So this is how it's gonna work. Okay, you guys will pay for me because it'll be my bachelor party after all. So pay for me to fly out and everything, and then just pay for it all, and then I'll join you guys. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that
That's all.
sounds perfect.
Yes.
Into that, I'm excited already.
Get
Good
married
God,
and
I
then
wish that was true.
run off to the Starfield gameplay.
Yeah.
That would be a good day for you, man.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Into that.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about with
Hey,
Bethesda.
Hey, Skullzi, you told me to remind you about reading the comments. We're getting close
Yes.
to the end.
We should do that before we close out. Let me bring up some comments from the last podcast to respond to. Come on, internet's being slow. There it goes. Okay. Where is mine? There it is. Alright, let's see what comments we have from episode 6. We're going to respond to some at the end of every episode, as long as we remember, which we did this time. Thank you, King Fan Man. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Derek McGagan says, waiting on the next Zelda game, if only they put a more realistic look to it, rather than cartoonish. What do you guys think? I think the cartoonish look to Zelda is kind of part of its charm, really.
I would really like to play it, honestly. My son, we call him Wolfman. He just got a Switch, and I'm going to steal it from him so I can play the Breath of the Wild, because it really looks cool. But I understand what he's talking about, because I have actually said that very same thing, that I wished it was a little bit more realistic, but I still want to play it.
What about you, Joe? Do you like Zelda?
Not a huge fan. I haven't really much experience with it. However, it's almost like if you want a more realistic feel to Zelda, correct me if I'm wrong.
Play Skyrim.
Yeah, just play an
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if so like it's like don't do something that isn't needed. Well, do I think it would be cool? Yeah, of course. It would be different. You know, but like, why do something that's really, honestly, not needed? It's a good idea. It's a cool idea, but it's like, you know, what's the point? It's like you said, Skullzi. It's like its charm. You know, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah,
And
I'd say Fable is a more realistic Zelda anyway, really.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the new Zelda really looks good. It really has a good look to it.
Yeah, you know, it does look good. Looks like a lot of fun. I haven't played it. I played the older Zeldas. They were fun, but I didn't jump onto the Zelda train like a lot of other people do, but I do respect the game. So yeah, I mean, thanks for the comment. We'll see. I don't think Zelda will ever not look the way it does, though. That's part of its identity.
Yep.
Ooh, here's one from Alex. He's one of my longtime followers. He says, now imagine BioWare and Obsidian merging with Bethesda. That would be nuts. But EA has their clutches on BioWare, so that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
EA is going to just take BioWare away from everybody. Anthem looks cool, though, so who knows? I think what Alex is trying to hint at there was that BioWare is known for their really good character design, character writing, and stuff like that. So if you could take that and put it into the good world design and story design of Elder Scrolls games, that would be kind of cool.
I was actually excited about Anthem until I found out it was multiplayer.
Yeah, yep.
Because it really looks cool. I still may try it.
Yeah, I still might try it, check it out.
Huh. Do you see the irony behind that comment, though?
I know.
I had to. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm a little jaded against Anthem because I blame it for killing Mass Effect. Kind of. It looks like the Mass Effect replacement, more or less. I mean, it plays just like Mass Effect does. You run around in a suit that has armor and you have a jetpack and stuff. Like, it plays a little bit similar to it. So I blame it for killing Mass Effect. I'll check it out, though. It looks kind of cool.
See, I still think they're going to make another Mass Effect. They're not going to leave Mass Effect like that.
I hope not, man.
You hope not. You know what I mean? But like it's EA. I wouldn't be shocked if they did.
There is no way they cannot leave Mass Effect with Andromeda.
No.
The thing is, though, it's like, think about it like this. I mean, I know it's using a sports title, but this is what I know dear to my heart besides Fallout. So there was arguably one of the best sports games for EA was MVP Baseball. And that was an awesome game. Super, you could do almost anything in that game. But as soon as they were able to get the license back to make another MVP, they're not. And they're not digging into baseball. They're not trying to. So, like, an MVP was a fantastic game. A lot of people say it's the best baseball game of all time. It's one of the best sports games of all time. MVP 2005. So, like, it's like, but they're still not touching it. And it's like, you know, baseball isn't the most popular sport when it's behind basketball and football. So, like, where will they make their money? They'll make their money on, Madden, obviously, on stupid Ultimate Team, microtransactions. So, like,
and FIFA.
Yeah, so, like, it's just like, instead of turning Mass Effect into a multiplayer game, just make a new game and slap a new name on it. And that's what they did.
Yeah, it just sucks that they're letting Mass Effect be this way, man.
And I hope I'm wrong.
It was legendary. Yeah. Legendary. Only time will tell, I guess. Yeah. Here's another one. This is from Zoe Moonlight. She says that the real question is how much you can customize your Blades character and what will that teach us about ES6. So what will Blades teach us about Elder Scrolls 6? That's interesting. I think Blades will play too differently for us to be able to infer anything from the gameplay and stuff.
That's a cool question, though, about how much you
question.
can customize your character. I don't know about that in Blades. We didn't get to do that in playing the character, but just by looking at it, I bet you can do a lot of character customization.
Yeah, I wonder how they would do that, because that's always been one of the, like, the main sticks with the Bethesda games is their character customization. Skyrim wasn't bad, and Fallout 4 was... I actually kind of thought Fallout 4 was fine with the character customization.
From what we... I didn't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
From what we had in the game, you could pull up a little menu, and it had a life-size... well, it had from your waist up, you could see your character, and it was big there on the screen, so I think it's going to be where you can make his face and all that, just like in Fallout 4 or Skyrim or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if you could be different races, because the Blades, weren't they all Imperials and Nords? I don't think there were any like Argonian or Khajiit Blades.
Not that
think there ever was.
Not that I can think of.
So that means you wouldn't have character customization, possibly. You could just choose... Huh. I don't know.
Well,
it's
I mean,
interesting.
you'd still be able to change hair color and all that kind of stuff, but you may not be able to play as the other races, like elf races and that kind of stuff. But I'd have to look into that if elves or anything like that. I don't think they are.
That's a super good question, though, Zoe. Yeah, that got us thinking. It's too early to tell. They're going to be talking about Blades more and more as time goes. I actually have a video that I'm working on that's going to go for tomorrow. I got to do it tonight or wake up early and do it before tomorrow. I got some of it done already, but it's something interesting regarding the Elder Scrolls Blades release date.
Oh, no! Oh, man!
Normally I'd say this isn't anything, but there's some like laws involved in this, so we'll see. There's an ant on my desk. Intruder alert!
Kill the ant!
Activate dwarven mech machinery. Get out of here. Okay, anyway. So let's find another comment. James Hirschfeld says, I think Elder Scrolls Blades releases on September 28th. That's when the iPhone XS releases. That's good. That's an interesting little guess there. I'm guessing they're just saying that, though, based on Bethesda being at the Apple conference. But I don't know if that necessarily means anything, but they are showing blades a lot. September 28th is a week from now, just about. It'll be a week, under a week from when this podcast goes up.
Do you mind if I give a little plug, Skullzi?
No, go ahead.
That James, he's one of my subscribers. He was actually one of my Patreons, and he just did a Patreon podcast with me and did an excellent job. He really did. And
nice.
If y'all would like to go listen to that, that's we talked a lot of Blades, we talked Starfield, and he did a great job. So it's
excellent.
Yep.
I'll go check that out. Well, nice, man. Awesome, James. You are a good member of the community. Nice. Let's look up another comment. Oh, here's one by King Fan Man. Enjoyed it as always. Thanks for letting me be a part of this great podcast, Skullzi. I don't know who that is, and they were part of the podcast.
I hate that friggin' guy.
He keeps saying like, "Oh, I'm part of the podcast." Man, you've never been on the podcast.
Yeah, get
I'm gonna
away.
ban this guy.
Thank you.
Ban him! Get rid of him!
Block him.
Oh man. Oh, here's a bigger comment here by Betafish. Hey Skullzi, I love the podcast. I wonder what will happen when Fallout 76 is the inevitable success it will be. Something a friend and I discussed was that BGS would likely want to make another online game, but they may want to use another franchise, for example, Elder Scrolls. I know ESO is already a thing and it's become a great game, but it's not a BGS game. If BGS made a multiplayer Elder Scrolls, they would likely want to make something unique since ESO takes place in a lot of Tamriel. This other game could be the perfect excuse to send the player to Akavir. The story could take place during the time in which the Empire tried to colonize in Akavir, and that would be a perfect reason to have the 10-player races in Akavir but in smaller numbers. This colonizing aspect would be a good fallout to Fallout 76's base building. What do you think about this idea? This is a good comment, and I've actually done a video I think a year ago where I talked about how the Elder Scrolls 6 could involve trying to colonize Akavir, because it's happened before, and actually an emperor went out there and conquered like a small valley of Akavir, of the Siesi, which are the serpent race, the vampire serpent race, and but they lost contact with the emperor and all of the colonists. They weren't able to send supplies anymore because of storms, so they assume they're all dead out there. So yeah, so I mean,
I think that's an awesome idea. I don't know if they would ever do that, but that is an incredible idea.
It's definitely a good excuse for the base building mechanic.
Yes.
Which is what I was thinking way back when as well. So that is an excellent comment. As for the ESO thing, I don't think they want ESO's shelf life to be that short. I think ESO is going to be the Elder Scrolls MMO. If anything, maybe eventually they might hand it off to BGS, to one of the BGS studios. But you gotta understand that Fallout 76 is gonna be Bethesda Game Studios' Elder Scrolls Online. They're gonna want this game to go on for 10 plus years.
I was about to say, we're at least talking 10 years. I mean, at least. It has to be 10 plus years before that would happen.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna take on a whole nother MMO. And if they did, you know, they might get some more bad press. I mean, they've already gotten a lot of it with Fallout 76. If they release an Elder Scrolls multiplayer game, you know, I'm not saying I wouldn't like it, but I am saying people would definitely complain. For sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good comment, though. That is an excellent one. And I think that's all the main comments that we have. But guys, make sure to leave several more comments for us down in the comments below on this episode, because we respond to them at the end of every comment. You can also tweet us stuff too. All of our Twitter and YouTube profile links are down in the description below as well. Make sure you give King Fanman and Joey Caps a lot of love, a lot of subscriptions, and a lot of the thumbs up. So many thumbs up. Give them all of the thumbs up. Cut off your thumbs and mail it to them.
Give me thumbs!
No, but thank you guys. I am looking forward to next week as always. You guys are awesome, and I always look forward to recording this podcast with you guys every Thursday.
Absolutely, man. I enjoy it so much.
Thank you, guys. Anything you guys want to say before we wrap this up today?
It's been a blast as always.
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
It's been great. I appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you guys. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when we wear a bunch of necklaces with the thumbs of our subscribers. Bye.
just works.